From DuPage Medical Group Field in downtown Joliet, Illinois, tonight we bring you coverage of the championship round of the 2021 Chicagoland Collegiate Athletics Conference Baseball Tournament Championship. As tonight, it is a matchup between two teams who played one of the great games of the tournament last night, as it is the Olivet Nazarene Tigers against the St. Xavier Cougars. St. Xavier coming in at 32-23 on the year. Olivet Nazarene at 34-18. And we'll take a look right away here at the batting orders now for tonight's game, as it'll be St. Xavier, as we will be underway here a couple of minutes early. So we'll give you the St. Xavier lineup right now, as it'll be Daniel Barrios leading it off in right field, followed by Griffin Bright, the left fielder, batting second. Then Evan Orzick, the catcher, batting third, followed by Drew Hunnifer, the designated hitter. He will be batting fourth as we are set to go. And the first pitch of the championship round, and a ground ball to third base. Glove there on the edge of the infield grass. One hop throw over to first base in time for the out. Alex Ortiz one hopping one into Nathan Moonen at first base, and so Barrios is out on one pitch.
6:57, your game time temperature,
52 degrees is the game time temperature. Griffin Bright now will stand in for St. Xavier. Recapping again the batting order. Drew Hunnifer, the DH, batting fourth, and it'll be Declan Smith batting fifth and at shortstop, followed by Colin Wolf, the center fielder. As there's a called strike in there, 0-1 to Griffin Bright. Then it'll be Joe Reisers, the first baseman, batting seventh, followed by the third baseman, Toby Rigsby, batting eighth. Batting in the number 9 spot will be Sam Ryan at second base. And on the mound is Griffin Solly for Olivet Nazarene. 1 ball, 1 strike the count here, as there's a swing and a foul ball right side out of play. So 1-2 here now to Griffin Bright as we're just underway. Championship round. St. Xavier looking to win the tournament with a Game 1 win. If Olivet Nazarene wins, we will return tomorrow night for a second championship round game. There's a ball outside on a fastball. 2-2 to Griffin Bright. St. Xavier winning a thriller last night by a final of 2-1 in 11 innings. There's a check swing and a one-hopper fielded in front and to the left of the mound, and a quick spin and throw there from Solly over to first base for the out. So 2 away in the inning. And that'll bring up Evan Orzick, the catcher. Orzick last night was 1 for 5 in the game against Olivet Nazarene. St. Xavier scoring 1 in the ninth after Olivet Nazarene took a 1-0 lead last night. Then they got 1 in the ninth inning, and then a game-ending home run in the 11th inning coming from Joe Reisers for St. Xavier, and that was a dramatic end of the game, and that put St. Xavier directly into the championship round. Olivet Nazarene had to win a game earlier on today, which they did over St. Francis 7-0. First pitch here inside, 1-0 to Orzick. Drew Hunniford will be next for St. Xavier. Just underway, top of the first inning. And the next pitch down and away. 2 balls and no strikes to the St. Xavier catcher. Griffin Solly 2-0 with a 3.20 ERA. As here's the pitch. Swung on and a ground ball right side of the infield. Backhanding it. Moonen at first base. Throws to the pitcher covering. And not in time. Ball was dropped by Solly just as he got to the bag anyway. So Orzick aboard here. And St. Xavier has their first base runner of the ball game aboard, and now we'll have a pinch runner coming in for St. Xavier. And this will be Nick Dombrowski. So Dombrowski will run at first base. We'll see what the scoring is there on that last play. As Drew Hunniford now, the DH, will bat for St. Xavier. St. Xavier in their all-black uniforms, black tops, black pants, black numerals trimmed in red. Here's the set now by Solly, and the left-hander deals. And that'll be a curve in there, called strike, 0-1 to Hunniford. Hunterford in last night's game went 2 for 4, had a walk as well. No balls and 1 strike, the count. And a throw to first base and the runner back in.
Designated hitter number 19, Drew Hunterford.
Hunterford, as he stands in, a .366 hitter on the year, 2 home runs, 29 runs batted in. A chilly 52 degrees, the game time temperature tonight. The wind continuing to blow in as it has really dating back to the first game of the tournament last Friday morning. Here's a swing and a foul ball left side out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to Drew Hunterford. Declan Smith, the shortstop, would be next. Runner at first, 2 down in the inning. Well, regardless now, St. Xavier will make it to the NAIA World Series opening round, regardless of whether they win this tournament or not. We'll explain that here after this pitch. There's a swing and a foul, bounce to right side. Olivet Nazarene was the regular season champion, so they were able to get the first tournament berth out of the CCAC. The second berth goes to the tournament winner, unless the winner is the regular season champion, in which case the runner-up will go to the NAIA opening round. And so that means, as there's a curveball just high, one ball and 2 strikes here. So that means that St. Xavier will go either by virtue of being the tournament champion or by virtue of being the runner-up if Olivet Nazarene takes 2 and wins the tournament championship. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Hunterford, and the pitch fouled back into the left out of play. And it stays 1-2. Good battle here. Lights are just coming on now here at DuPage Medical Group Field. This is the first 7 p.m. game I've called in the tournament. Shadows, as you can see on our stream, across the infield, but right field a major problem with the sun field as this next pitch, the 1-2, hits Hunterford. So now Dombrowski is at second base, Hunterford to first base on the hit batter, and that'll bring up Declan Smith, the shortstop.
Shortstop, number 11, Declan Smith.
Declan Smith, .337 on the year, 4 home runs, 52 runs batted in. Smith in last night's game went 0 for 4 with a walk. So he has a chance here to drive in the first run of the game, possibly. As Dombrowski, pinch running, is aboard at second base now. Solly comes set, and the kick and the pitch. And that'll miss outside, and it's 1-0. Smith, right-handed batter, out of the box, now back in. So some early tension here in this game. Lefty versus righty. Here's the pitch. Smith takes a heater outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Olivet and St. Xavier, both schools meeting in both the baseball and softball tournament finals this year. St. Xavier winning the CCAC softball tournament in Crown Point, Indiana. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. Fastball just off the outside edge. 3-2 to Declan Smith. Smith adjusts his helmet, gets back into the batter's box. Here's the 3-0 pitch coming up to Smith. And taking ball 4 outside, that'll be a called strike. Smith thought he had the walk. Instead, it runs to 3-1. Really didn't see the right arm go up that demonstrably from the home plate umpire, who is Mike Outen. Mike Outen. Brad Snyder's at first and Sam Clark at third base in this championship round opening game. First of possibly 2. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that makes it a full count now. 3-2 to Declan Smith. Lights now pretty well warmed up, and it looks like they're having a little bit of an effect on the part of the field that's in the shadows of the grandstand. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 on. Runners are going. Pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen. We'll try it again. Well, if Olivet wins tonight, 1 game tomorrow night for the tournament championship. It would be at 7 p.m. right here at DuPage Medical Group Field. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The set. And the pitch. Runners going again, and again it's fouled back. So it stays 3-2. And another good battle here between Sally and Declan Smith. Smith stands in. Here comes the set, and another payoff pitch is on the way. Fouled back, and the battle continues here. So it stays 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sally looks in for the sign from Tyler Wheeler behind the plate. And the set, and another 3-2 offering. Again, runners going, and again it'll be fouled off, this time to the left side. I think that's going to be now, it will be the 4th 3-2 pitch coming up in the at-bat. Smith out of the batter's box. Dombrowski at second. Drew Hunterford aboard at first base. Here comes the set. And another payoff pitch. Swung on, and that'll be hit to right center. I thought it was going to carry to right center field, but it died out there and turned into a little soft liner, and it was caught there by the second baseman, Ryan, and that'll end the inning. So Russman, making the catch at first base, and that'll end the inning. So in the inning, St. Xavier threatens, but they do not score. No runs in the inning on a hit. No errors, a hit batter, and 2 left on base. And so after 1/2 inning of play, it is St. Xavier, nothing. And Olivet Nazarene coming to bat. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. So here we go to the bottom of the first inning. St. Xavier able to put 2 runners on base in the top of the first inning, but they were not able to score, and so we go bottom 1. Timo Shaw will lead it off, the center fielder for Olivet Nazarene. He'll be followed by Ryan Russman and then Terry Daniels, the DH. So here we go, as it is Julian Vargas, the Game 1 starter in this tournament for St. Xavier, on the mound. Vargas, this season overall, 7-3 with a 4.99 ERA, as the right-hander upright on the right edge of the mound, kicks and fires, and here's the first pitch at the bottom of the inning. Strike called, 0-1. Timo Shaw went 0 for 4 last night with a walk against St. Xavier. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That's bunted up the third base line, does not go very far. Vargas off the mound, picks up the ball, but no play available. Good decision there not to throw the ball. And so immediately Olivet Nazarene playing a little small ball here, and they get a base runner on base to lead off the bottom of the first inning. So here's Ryan Russman. Russman went 0 for 5 last night against St. Xavier. Nick Crow was the starter last night for St. X. There's a chopper left side, gloved on one hop at third base. A little bit of a look to second base there from Rigsby, the third baseman. Decided to go to first for the sure out, and he gets that out. Timo Schau going to second base on the play, and one away in the inning. That'll bring up Terry Daniels.
22, Terry Daniels.
So Daniels stands in. Daniels last night had a good night, 2 for 5 against St. Xavier pitching. As we said, Nick Crow was the starter for St. X in that game last night, went 6 2/3 innings. There's a ball over but low, 1-0 here to Daniels. Then Eric Papirski came on and was tremendous in relief for St. Xavier, going 4 1/3 through 4 1/3 shutout innings. Through 54 pitches, facing 17 batters. Here's the 1-0, a little bit low, 2 balls and no strikes to Daniels. Two balls, no strikes. Jacob Bultice would be next if the inning continues. He will bat, barring a line-out double play. Here's the next pitch, and that's a look like off-speed change up there. Curveball on the inner half for a called strike. It's a 2-1. Boy, hard to tell right now with the shadows, the motion of the pitches, whether they're curveballs, maybe a change-up. Anyway, here's the delivery. This is hit well to left field. That'll fall in for a base hit. Schau rounding third. He will score, and Olivet Nazarene takes the early 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Daniels rips an RBI single to left field, and Olivet Nazarene strikes first here in the top of the opening frame. So now here's Jacob Bultice.
25, Jacob Bultice.
Bultice last night went 0 for 4 with a walk. So 1-0 in favor of St. Xavier. I should say against for Olivet Nazarene and against St. X's. There's a ground ball single to right field. Bobbled there in right field by Barrios, but no advancement after the ball dropped by Barrios. So Bultice singles to right, Daniels to second base, and now here's Tyler Wheeler, the catcher for Olivet Nazarene.
Catcher number 33, Tyler Wheeler.
Wheeler went 1 for 5 in the game last night. Was able to reach base, and then he was pinch run for by Owen Oliver. Actually, Oliver Owen. No, Owen Oliver. I'm not sure. I was looking to see whether that they have the scores in the box score here. I thought for a minute they might have had him reversed name-wise. Anyway, here's Wheeler now. And the first pitch swung on, popped down the right field line. Long run here for Barrios. Reaches up, makes the catch as he looks into the sun. And tagging up and going to third base is Terry Daniels. As they're now 2 down in the inning as Wheeler flies out to right field. And now here's Alex Ortiz. Ortiz went 1 for 4 last night in the game.
Third baseman, number 2, Alex Ortiz.
Olivet Nazarene waited till the 5th inning in last night's game to take the lead. They take an early 1-0 lead here. So Ortiz stands in. Runners now at first and third with 2 down in the inning for Olivet Nazarene. Ortiz, narrow stance toward the back of the box. Here's the set and the first pitch from Vargas. And a curve over there for a called strike right over the heart of the plate. And it's in there for a called strike, 0-1 to Ortiz. Nathan Moonen would be next, and then Nolan Lewis. Bottom 1-0 Olivet Nazarene. Here's the set of the pitch. That's pulled up the third base line, just wide of the base at third. And so 0-2 to Ortiz. No balls and 2 strikes. Ortiz out of the box, waits here to go back into his batting stance. Here comes the set now. And the 0-2. Just off the outside edge. Runner from first going. Bull Tyson to second base. There was no throw for fear that Daniels would try to score from third. That didn't happen. 1-2 to Alex Ortiz. So Ortiz can pick up a couple of base runners here, potentially with a single. Olivet, the 1-0 lead. Taking advantage of the leadoff single at the start of the inning. There's a breaking ball, low and away. 2-2. Well, Vargas certainly wanting to get out of this inning without any further damage. Do not want to fall too far behind this excellent Olivet Nazarene ball club that came in as the #1 seed in the tournament. And judging from their performance in the first couple of games, where they scored runs in ample fashion, looked like they were headed straight through to the championship round, but they were derailed in their effort to, we may have a question about the batting order going on here. We were just saying Olivet derailed in their effort to get straight through to the championship round with their loss last night, but they're here tonight after winning over St. Francis by a final of 7-0 earlier on today. Wonder there if there was a question about whether they were batting in order. Anyway, about to get back to baseball here. 2 balls, 2 strikes as Ortiz stands in. Runners at second and third, 2 down, and a run in here for Olivet Nazarene. Here's the set by Julian Vargas in the pitch. Fastball in the air, slicing to right center field, but a good jump there in center by Colin Wolf. Reaches up, makes the catch, and that will end the inning. And St. X gets out of it with minimal damage done. So in the inning, 1 run for Olivet Nazarene, 1 run. And they get a run on 3 hits. No errors and 2 left on base. And after 1, it's 1-0 Olivet Nazarene. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Top of the second inning now here in Joliet. St. Xavier trailing early 1-0 in the game. And starting it off now for St. X will be Colin Wolf, the center fielder. First pitch to him, and that'll miss outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Wolf. It'll be Wolf, Reisers, and Toby Rigsby due up here for St. X in the top of the second inning. Here's the 1-0 curve, and that will be, well, looked like it was in there, but maybe a little bit low, so 2 balls and no strikes to Wolf. Wolf, right-handed batter, awaits. There's a wave and a miss. So 2-1 to Colin Wolf. Wolf awaits in the pitch. That'll be fouled back out of play, so it's even up now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. St. Xavier coming into the game tonight, an even 300 team batting average. Wolf, a .313 hitter, 5 home runs, 48 runs batted in. Goes after this one, lifts it to the air, left center field. That'll fall in for a base hit. Timo Schau up with it, fires it back into the infield. And so a leadoff single here and the tying run on base for St. Xavier, and that'll bring up Joe Reisers, who was the hero of last night's game. Nearly hit a game-ending home run in the bottom of the ninth inning when they were trailing by 1, but with the runner on base, just missed that one, but then he connected in the bottom of the 11th to send St. Xavier into the championship round. That was his 6th home run of the year. Reisers 307 on the year with the 6 home runs and 33 runs batted in. All right, Solly now comes set here. And the first pitch to Reisers. And then a miss off the outside edge. 1 ball and no strikes. Reisers in last night's game turned out overall 1 for 5 with the RBI and the run scored on the home run. There's a swing and a miss. 1-1 now to Reisers. Runner aboard at first base, nobody out, top of the 2nd inning. Championship game number 1 of possibly 2. Here's the 1-1. Curve, swing and a foul back. So 1-2 now to Reisers. New ball thrown out here to Griffin Solly. And here comes the set. Throw to first base and the runner back in standing up. Joe Reiser stands in, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the set again by Solly. And the pitch to the plate. Missing in a fastball outside. That'll square it up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. We play here in the top of the 2nd inning. Olivet Nazarene with the early 1-0 lead, trying to send this tournament to a final deciding championship ball game tomorrow night. There's a swing and a miss by Reisers, and he is out on strikes for the first out of the St. Xavier 2nd inning. Sally with his first strikeout of the game, and that'll bring up the 3rd baseman, Toby Rigsby.
3rd baseman, number 8, Toby Rigsby.
Rigsby, a .232 hitter. A home run, 12 runs batted in this season. Rigsby last night went 1 for 3 with a run batted in. First pitch here, and that's taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. Sam Ryan next, and then it would be back to the top of the order. And Daniel Barrios. No balls and 1 strike here. Here's the set and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that makes it 0-2. Colin Wolf takes his lead off first base. No balls, 2 strikes. And the delivery. Wolf is going. Pitch was called a strike, I believe, as the throw to second base to the first base side of the bag. And so Colin Wolf is in with a stolen base. Wolf is now 22 of 26 in stolen base attempts this year. A little meeting here between home plate umpire now and 3rd base coach here for St. Xavier. As Sam Ryan now batting here for St. Xavier. So Rigsby striking out. Now the umpiring crew will confer here as we play in the top of the 2nd inning. And now we're ready to resume. So now Ryan stands in. 2 out and a runner at second base. Here comes the set now, and the first pitch to Ryan. High and away, and it's 1-0 here. Ryan in last night's game, he wound up 1 for 2 in the contest. Ryan, a .289 hitter on the year with no home runs, 24 runs batted in. He takes here, and it'll be outside to make it 2-0. Runner at second in scoring position. 2 away as St. Xavier a chance perhaps with a base hit to tie the game. Here's the 2-0. Ryan takes. Low and inside. 3 balls and no strikes. So Sally in danger of walking the number 9 hitter in the St. Xavier lineup, as Daniel Barrios, the leadoff hitter, awaits on deck. Here comes the set, the 3-0 pitch. And that'll be taken for a strike right down the middle. Ryan taking all the way there, and it's 3-1. See what kind of a pitch he gets to hit here. Wind blowing in, it'll take quite the poke to hit it out. Although we have not had many home runs really overall in the tournament. 3-1 pitch, kind of a golf swing here. In the air, looks like center field. Timo Schau there, and he has it for the out to end the inning. So in the inning, St. Xavier gets a runner to second base, cannot cash in. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left on base. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is Olivet Nazarene 1, St. Xavier nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. A little bit of an update now, as apparently we've learned between innings that St. Xavier third baseman Toby Rigsby has been ejected from the game for arguing balls and strikes on his strikeout there in the second inning. So we will see who replaces him now. I wonder if that's Dabrowski, who comes in and runs often and pinch runs. Nope. Well, let's see here. Still waiting to make sure. And now the announcement being made. And it's Trevor Hauscher now at third base to replace the ejected Toby Rigsby. So some interesting goings on here as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Nathan Moonen will lead it off now for Olivet Nazarene as the Tigers leading St. Xavier 1-0. Julian Vargas going to work here in the first pitch to Moonen. And that'll be swung on and fouled off at home plate. And it's 0-1 to Nathan Moonen. Moonen, Nolan Lewis, and then Kyle Hudson due up here for Olivet Nazarene in the bottom of the second inning. Moonen awaits. And the 0-1. That's over but low. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Nathan Moonen. Moonen in the game last night against St. Xavier had a good day, 2 for 5 in the contest. Also had 6 putouts, being at first base, swinging a chopper left side. And right away, Hauscher getting some action at third. He fields on 2 hops, throws to first, and that's the first out of the inning. Well, they say the ball will find you. And that's what happened there to Trevor Hauscher. Here's Nolan Lewis now. Lewis also went 2 for 5 last night with a run scored against St. Xavier. Right-handed batter awaits. And the wind and the first pitch. It's a fastball down and away, 1 ball to no strikes. St. Xavier getting a single run in the top half of the first inning. I should say Olivet Nazarene getting a single run in the top of the first inning. St. Xavier threatening, getting base runners in both innings, but not yet able to score. Here's the 1-0. Low and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Olivet Nazarene looking for their 35th win of the year overall. St. Xavier coming in 32-23. St. Xavier has picked a great time to have a 5-game winning streak. There's a ball outside, 3-0 now. St. Xavier began the tournament in the play-in round last Tuesday when they defeated Lincoln 8-1 to advance into the main portion of the tournament that began last Friday. There's a strike called at the knees, 3-1 now to Nolan Lewis. St. Xavier then defeated Judson 5-4 in their opener on Friday, then topped St. Ambrose 5-1 before defeating Olivet Nazarene last night in that 11-inning ball game, 2-1. There's a grounder foul left side, 3-2 now to Nolan Lewis. So St. Xavier picking a great time to get hot here, looking for their 6th in a row and a CCAC tournament championship. Here's the payoff. Swinging this ball is cued foul to the right side, and it stays 3-2 to Nolan Lewis. So defensively now for St. Xavier, Griffin Bright in left, Colin Wolf in center, Daniel Barrios in right. It's Hauscher at third, Declan Smith at short, Sam Ryan at second, Joe Reisers is at first base. Vargas on the mound, Evan Orzik behind the plate, now time called. I wonder here, it looks like maybe Lewis had something in his eye. Now he's back into the batter's box. Here comes the 3-2. Swinging a foul ball. And will hold at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lewis out of the box. Looked like he kind of flexed his left leg there a little bit. Now he's back in. Narrowed stance, angled slightly to the left in the box. There's a pop foul right side out of play. And again, it looked like Lewis there was kind of extending his left leg after he completed his swing. Takes a practice swing out of the batter's box. Now kind of bends over a little bit. Now he's back into the batter's box here. So here comes another 3-2 pitch on the way. They jammed him there, and it's popped up on the infield. Who's going to call for it here? It'll be Vargas, the pitcher. Two-handed catch right in front of the mound, and that's the second out of the inning. That ball straight up and straight down. 2 away, and here's Kai Hudson, the shortstop. Hudson 2 for 3 in the game last night against St. Xavier. Bats here with 2 out, nobody on base. And the pitch. Swinging a chop foul left side up the third base line. 0-1. When that ball hit on the bounce right after contact, I thought it would be high into the air and spin foul, well left, but that stayed along the third base line for quite a bit there. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a chopper to the left of the mound. Hauscher comes in from third. Charges, gloves, low throw to first base. Dug out there nicely by Reisers at first to end the inning. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. After 2, it's Olivet Nazarene 1, St. Xavier nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Top of the order due up here now for St. Xavier's. We head to the third inning with Olivet Nazarene leading it by a score of 1-0. So here's Daniel Barrios now to start it off here for St. X. Barrios 0 for 1 tonight. Here in game 1 of this potentially 2-game championship series. He grounded out to third base his first time. Takes a breaking ball for a called strike, so he is quickly behind at 0-1. Barrios, Bright, and then Orzek due up here for St. Xavier. Here comes the pitch, and it'll be over but low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Barrios, left-handed batter, awaits. Lefty versus lefty here. And the 1-1. Lifted in the air, left center field. Long run here, and running it down in left field is Nolan Lewis for the out. Got the window closed here. Wanted to make sure he did make the catch, which he did. So Barrios flies to left field, and that's the first out of the inning for St. Xavier. And here's Griffin Bright now. Bright 0 for 1. He grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. As 1 out, nobody on base here in the St. Xavier third. First pitch to Bright. And it's a strike on the outside edge, 0-1. Bright in last night's game wound up going 0 for 5. No balls and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting Bright. And the pitch. Over but low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Evan Orzek next, and then it would be Drew Hunniford here in the third. Swinging a bouncer up the right side. Glove there by Nathan Moonen at first base. Steps on the bag for the unassisted putout for the second out of the inning. 2 down, and here's Evan Orzek.
Catcher number 27, Evan Ortiz.
So Orzek now is ready to stand in. He's 1 for 1. He was announced as Evan Orzic. Our pronunciation guide has it as Orzek. And usually, as a rule, I usually stay with what the sports information department passes along. Anyway, here we go. As Orzek stands in, and the first pitch. That was a breaking ball. Looked like it was up in the zone, fouled down the first base line into the bullpen, so it's 0-1 here. Griffin Sally gets the new ball. Left-hander now. Holds the ball out in front as he gets ready to go into the windup. And the 0-1. Bounce to the right side. Foul ball wide of first base. So now Orzek is behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the third inning. The only run of the game thus far scored in the bottom of the first frame. Olivet Nazarene got a leadoff single from Timo Shauya, who eventually came around to score. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Started to swing, held up, and the pitch was low and away. 1-2 now. Orzek steps out of the box, 1 foot out of the box. Now he's back in and ready to go. And the 1-2 offering. Over but low on what looked like a breaking ball there. And so it's 2-2. If St. Xavier cannot win this game, if Olivet Nazarene prevails, we'll be right back here tomorrow night for the final game of the tournament. It would be 1 game to decide the tournament championship. There's a ball that comes in almost on the plate, kind of curled in low and away, but still almost hit the plate, it looked like. Either way, 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Orzek. Quite descriptive on that pitch there was the play-by-play announcer. Here comes the payoff pitch now. And that's inside ball 4. Good at bat there, and so that's a 2-out walk here for St. Xavier in the top of the third inning. And here comes Nick Dombrowski now in to run again for St. Xavier.
Your attention now running over at first base, number 1, Nick Dombrowski.
Dombrowski has come in to run quite a few times now in this tournament.
Number 19, Drew
So here's Drew Hunniford. Hunniford was hit by a pitch in that first inning when St. Xavier was able to put 2 runners on with 2 away, but they could not cash in. As Dombrowski wound up at second base there, but was stranded there along with Hunniford at first base. First pitch here, Hunniford takes a strike on the inside edge, 0-1. All right, Hunniford awaits, but a throw to first base, and the runner back in. So Hunniford right now in an 0-1 count. Here's the set by Sally. The game's pace right now slowing down considerably. There's a throw to first and the runner back in again. Hunniford last night had 2 hits and 4 trips to the plate along with a walk against Olivet Nazarene pitching. Ryan Jamar started that game for Olivet Nazarene, went 7 innings. Then Graham Burke came on and threw 3 2/3 for the Tigers. There's a called strike. 0-2 to Hunniford now. And Griffin Sally is 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning without any damage. No balls, 2 strikes. Hunniford awaits. Long pause and the pitch to the plate. Swung on and fouled back to our left. And so it stays 0-2 to the St. Xavier designated hitter. Dombrowski back to first base. The entire field now in shadows as the sun's setting. As we head to the twilight hours here in Joliet, throw to first base and the runner back in. Most of the games in this tournament have been fairly well paced. Last night's game was 3 hours and 17 minutes. That might be the longest game of the tournament time-wise. The first game of the tournament, that 13-10 contest, was 3 hours plus, as there's a breaking ball. Swung on and pulled foul right side. And so it stays 0-2 to Drew Hunniford. Hunniford out of the box, now back in. And 0-2 the count still. Declan Smith waiting patiently on deck. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and a ground ball, backhanded nicely by Nathan Moonen on one knee, and he turns and steps on the base for the out. Good play there by Moonen. I thought that was headed to right field. But as it is, St. Xavier, for the 3rd straight inning, leaves a runner on base, at least 1 on base. As in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, 1 left on base. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is Olivet Nazarene 1, St. Xavier nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. We move to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and it'll be the top of the order coming up now for Olivet Nazarene. Timo Shaw will lead it off here now for Olivet. It'll be Ryan Russman then, and then Terry Daniels as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Timo Shaw a single, and then a run scored back in the 1st inning. And that is the only scoring of the ball game thus far. So Julian Vargas into the windup. First pitch of the bottom of the third. And another attempt at a bunt. And this time it'll be missed, and it's 0-1. The single in the first inning by Shaw was a bunt single. And the Olivet center fielder ultimately came around to score. Here comes the 0-1. Taking here, and it's over but low. A ball and a strike. Shaw last night was 0 for 4 in the game against St. Xavier. Here's the wind and the 1-1 offering. Breaking ball. Over but low. 2 balls and 1 strike now. We play in the bottom of the third inning here at DuPage Medical Group Field in Joliet. As this next pitch comes in there, called strike. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes here to the Olivet Nazarene leadoff hitter. Vargas looks in for the sign, and the pitch. Curveball swung on, grounded to the right side, smothered there at second base, and then the throw to first in time. Ryan, great job there. Sam Ryan at second base, dove to his left, covered up with his glove, got to his feet, and threw out Shaw at first base for the first out of the inning. Nifty play there, and now here's Ryan Russman.
Ryan Russman.
So Russman will stand in. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to third base his first time up. Toby Rigsby was in the game still at that time before being ejected. There's a high foul fly down the right field line foul. And so 0-1 here is a high foul fly. Would normally be in foul territory. Olivet Nazarene this season, taking a look at their schedule this year. They played St. Xavier back on the 6th of April and split those 2 games. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Scooping it up there, Declan Smith throws to first, and that's the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down on the 6-3 putout. And here's Terry Daniels. The 2 games on the 6th of April, Olivet Nazarene losing the opener 4-3. Then they won the second game 11-5. Then they played again on the 13th, and Olivet won that game in a wild game 10-9. Here's Daniels, 1 for 1 with an RBI single tonight. First pitch to him. And that'll be a strike on the inside edge. 0-1 to Terry Daniels. There's the wind and the delivery. So if I have my math right, there's a foul back. 0-2 to Daniels. Right now, the season series, when you include last night's game, is at 2 games apiece. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. High and away. So the at-bat continues, and a 1-2 count to Terry Daniels. Jacob Bultize would be next. Bottom 3, 1-0 ball game. Opening game of a potential 2-game championship round series. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning there with the help of good defense by Sam Ryan at second base. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the 4th, 1-0. Olivet Nazarene, this is CCAC Tournament Baseball. We move to the top of the fourth inning. Good game here so far in this first of, again, potentially 2 championship round games here in the CCAC tournament for 2021. And here is Declan Smith now to stand in for St. X. Smith 0 for 1. He lined out to the second baseman his first time up. Fouls this first pitch off to the right, out of play. And it's 0-1 to Smith. Right now, 1 run on 3 hits, no errors for Olivet Nazarene. St. Xavier, no runs on 2 hits and no errors. As there's a ball low. So 1-1 to Smith. He opened the window here a little bit. Make the visibility a little bit better as there's the next pitch down and in. And a little bit more noise from the area is audible. They have the train tracks running to the left of the ballpark here as there's a ball outside. 3-1 now to Declan Smith. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Lefty versus righty here, ball 4, and so a leadoff walk for St. Xavier here in the 4th inning. So Smith draws the leadoff walk. He's the tying run on base now, and that'll bring up Colin Wolf.
Center fielder, number 20, Colin Wolf.
Wolf singled in the 2nd inning, stolen base, but could go no further as here's the throw to first and the runner back in as Declan Smith aboard at first base. Wolf, center fielder, sophomore from Homer Glen, Illinois. Throw to first and the runner back in. All right, Griffin Sally now comes set. And the first pitch here. And that came in, looked like a little bit high. So 1-0 to Wolf. Declan Smith at first base. This year, 11 of 13 in stolen base attempts. 1 ball, no strikes to Wolf. And the pitch. There's a called strike to make it 1-1. Olivet, the only run of the game in the bottom of the 1st inning. St. Xavier has had opportunities, but as there's a throw to first base, they've had opportunities, but not yet able to take advantage. St. Xavier put runners at 1st and 2nd back in the 1st inning, and they had a runner in scoring position in inning number 2, and they had a 2-out walk in the 3rd inning, but so far nothing to show for it. There's a foul ball to the right. So 1-2 now to Colin Wolf. Wind seems to be fading a little bit here. We've had some strong, windy days so far in this tournament. Very cool throughout the last few days here in the Chicago area. Temperatures not, I think it got into the 60s once. That might have been last Saturday. There's a curveball, missed outside. 2-1 now to Colin Wolf. Wolf steps out of the box, now back in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Another curve. And again, it misses outside. So a full count now. Wolf again 1 foot out of the box. Kind of surveys the land and now back into the batter's box. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's the first out of the inning. So Wolf not able to advance the base runner there. And here's Joe Reisers. Reisers, he of the game-winning home run last night, is 0 for 1 tonight so far with a swinging strikeout in the 2nd inning.
Number 30, Joe Reisers.
So 1 on, 1 out now in the St. Xavier 4th. Here comes the set and the pitch. Sweeping curveball, misses outside, 1-0. So often we see the breaking stuff being utilized on the first pitch of an at-bat. Not like the old days where you'd almost automatically have a first pitch fastball. There's a swing and a ground ball left side, and gloving it there at shortstop. Throw to first base is going to get by Nathan Moonen at first base, and everybody will be safe. Kai Hudson ranging to his right there. Tossed it across, but runners will wind up now at first and third for St. Xavier, and they've got something going with one away in the fourth inning. So runners at the corners now here's Hauscher, who will bat. Trevor Hauscher will bat for the first time tonight after coming in to replace Toby Rigsby, who was ejected after his first at-bat for arguing balls and strikes. Meeting at the mound now for Olivet Nazarene. This is a must-win game for Olivet Nazarene, although they are going to the postseason regardless. So runners at first and third now. For St. Xavier. As the meeting on the mound breaks up. So Trevor Hauscher will bat now for the first time in the ball game. He is a 133 hitter, limited sample size, 2 hits and 15 at bats. He has driven in 3 runs. He replaces, as we said, Rigsby, who came in as a 232 hitter. First pitch to the right-handed hitting Hauscher, and it's a called strike, and it's 0-1 here to Hauscher. Sam Ryan next, then back to the top of the order. Little tension here now. 1-0 Olivet, but they're trying to preserve that lead as St. Xavier threatening with runners at first and third and 1 away in the inning. Throw to first and the runner back in. Declan Smith on that throw to first came a bit of a ways down the third base line, but not going anywhere. No balls and 1 strike to Hauscher. The set by Griffin Sally and the pitch. He squares to bunt, pulls the bat back. The pitch came in low. So that'll make the count to Hauscher. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hauscher completely out of the box, looks down at third base. Now back in. Crowds the plate. Waggles the bat over the right shoulder. He was going to square to bunt, but then pulled back when there was a pickoff throw to first base. Runner back in safely. So a little bit of a chess game underway right now. Everything is so magnified in a game of this import. Here's the set now and the delivery. Hauscher bunts, pops it up first base side. It lands, and Nathan Moonen picks it up in foul territory. So it's 1-2 to Trevor Hauscher. That ejection of Rigsby is the first one I can really remember. I believe, if my memory serves, started the broadcast on the first day, recalling this is, I believe, my 13th non-consecutive year, as there was no tournament last year due to COVID-19, calling this tournament. I don't remember, obviously, very many ejections. If any, there's a throw to first and the runner back in. The years have gone by. Started calling this tournament in the late 2000s when it was held at Oil City Stadium in Whiting, Indiana, where Calumet St. Joseph plays. And it was held at Hofer Field at Elgin for a few years. Here's the pitch to the plate now, and a bouncer up the third baseline foul. So it stays 1-2 to Trevor Hauscher. And now the last, I think it's now 3 non-consecutive seasons here in Joliet for this tournament. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the delivery. Just off the outside corner, might have been a tad low as well, and the count goes to 2-2. Griffin Sally right now really slowing the pace of this game down as he tries to get out of this mini jam here. And the 2-2 popped up. Right side foul territory. Moon in the first baseman near the warning track. Reaches up, makes a one-handed catch for the out. 2 away, and here's Sam Ryan. So St. Xavier so far still with 2 runners on base, and it'll be left up to Ryan to try to continue the inning and try to tie the game up.
Second baseman, number 14, Sam Ryan.
So Ryan will stand in. Ryan is 0 for 1 tonight. He flied out to Timo Shaw in center field his first time up. Lefty versus righty here. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the 4th inning in a 1-0 ball game. Olivet Nazarene trying to stay in front here in this top of the 4th frame. Here's the set. First pitch coming in. And a breaking ball missed outside. 1-0 here. Daniel Barrios awaits on deck. Coming into the inning, 39 pitches for Sally's. Thrown a few here in this one as there's a called strike. 1-1. Ryan steps out of the batter's box, now back in. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the throw to first, and the runner is off the base at first. Runner from third coming in to try to score. Throw to the plate, and they get him. And Olivet Nazarene keeps the lead as Declan Smith thrown out at first at home base on a first-to-home throw. And the inning comes to its conclusion. So in the inning, no runs for St. Xavier. No hits in air, and 1 left on base, and we go bottom 4. It stays. Olivet Nazarene 1, St. Xavier nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Well, a dramatic ending to that last half inning as it was scored a 1-3-2 caught stealing. And here we go now to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the first pitch will be down and in to Jacob Boltice, as it'll be Boltice, Wheeler, and Ortiz due up for Olivet Nazarene. Here's the 1-0, and Boltice takes low and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Boltice 1 for 1 with a single. He advanced as far as second back in the first inning, but was stranded there. 1-3-1 for Olivet Nazarene on the board. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for St. Xavier. So St. Xavier in that last half inning trying a little aggression on the base paths, and it did not pay off. There's a ball low and away, 3-0 now to Boltice. Boltice angled stance in the box. And the pitch. And that'll be taken for a strike on the inner half. So that runs it now to 3-1. Boltice, right-handed batter, waits. Righty versus righty. Here comes the 3-1 from Vargas. Boltice goes after that one, came up empty. So 3-2. Boltice out of the box, now back in. Outfield playing him straight away. And the payoff. And that'll be taken low. Oh no, called third strike at the knees. Boltice thought he had a walk. I did as well, but it's a called third strike, and that's the first out of the inning. So Vargas with the strikeout. His second of the ball game, second straight batter he's been able to retire on strikes, and now here's Tyler Wheeler. Pitchers duel here tonight in this championship round game. First pitch to Wheeler, and that'll be a little bit low and away. 1-0. Wheeler 0 for 1. He flied out to Barrios in right field his first time up. Here's the 1-0, and that'll be a strike over the inner half. Evens it up now at 1 ball and 1 strike. One and one to Tyler Wheeler. Once again, a righty versus righty matchup here, and the pitch. Swinging a ground ball left side, and knocked down there at third base, and then the throw to first from Hauscher is in time for the out. Good play there by Trevor Hauscher at third, and that's the second out of the inning. 2 down, and here's Alex Ortiz. Ortiz 0 for 1. He flied out to center field his first time up. So Julian Vargas so far keeping his team close in this ball game as he kicks and fires here, and this is swung on and skied to right center field, moving over to his left, reaching up, the catch made by Colin Wolf in center, and that'll end the inning. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go bottom 4, and it is, rather we go top 5, and it is Olivet Nazarene 1, St. Xavier nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. All right, we are back as we head to the top of the 5th inning. St. Xavier trailing 1-0. As we have a new pitcher, it looks like, on now for Olivet Nazarene. As we head to the middle frame of this 9-inning contest. Good ball game so far. And now coming on to pitch for Olivet Nazarene is Parker Hale. He's a senior. Right-hander, 5 foot 10 inches, 160 pounds, from Fort Wayne, Indiana. So Hale on the pitch here now for Olivet. As Sam Ryan will lead it off now for St. Xavier. He was batting when Declan Smith was out, caught stealing, trying to come home. And the first pitch here, righty versus righty, low and away, and it's 1-0 to Sam Ryan. Ryan, as we noted when he was at the plate last inning, he flied out to center field his first time. Swinging a high pop up right side, foul territory. Nathan Moonen over at the first base coach's box makes the catch for the out. So Ryan pops out to Moonen at first, and now back to the top of the order. Here's Daniel Barrios. Barrios tonight is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to third and flied out to left field. Righty versus lefty now here. And here's the delivery. Swung on, and that'll be sliced foul down the left field line. That'll be out of play, landing on the berm, and so it's 0-1.
Nazarene, number 28, Parker Hale.
Parker Hale now just announced on the PA as the new pitcher. Hale this year 2-0 with a 4.80 ERA. Pitched in 7 games, started twice this season. As there's a pitch came in high, 1-1. 15 innings pitched this year for Hale, 12 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned, 8 walks, a dozen strikeouts, and opponents hit .203 against him during the season. There's a swing and a little nubber foul to the left of home plate. So that makes it now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Barrios waits. And the 1-2. This is drilled to left center field. That will fall in for a base hit. Barrios rounding first, takes a wide turn there, but he'll go back to the base. And St. Xavier now with 1 away has again the tying run on base here in the top of the 5th inning. And that'll bring up Griffin Bright. Bright 1 for 2 in the game tonight. Has a ground out, and also he's grounded out 1-3 and then grounded out unassisted to Nathan Moonen at first base. Let's see if St. Xavier now tries to get that runner in scoring position with a steal of second base. Here's the first pitch, and that'll be a strike over the outer half. No balls and 1 strike here to Griffin Bright. Bright right-handed batter, back foot on the back line of the batter's box. Here's the set now and the pitch. Hit in the air, left center field, and who wants it? Calling for it there is Nolan Lewis in left field, and he makes the grab for the out. So 2 away in the inning. And here's Evan Orzick. Orzick 1 for 1 with a walk tonight. As Olivet Nazarene pitching now, trying to strand yet another runner on base in this ball game. St. X has left a runner on base in every inning in the game now. That's 5 coming into this inning. Here's the set now and the first pitch. Low and away, runner going, throw to second base. Looked like in plenty of time. Tag applied there. And the inning comes to an end. 2-6 on the caught stealing, and for the second straight inning, St. Xavier makes the third out on the bases. Well, they're trying to be aggressive, but so far it's not working out. As in the inning, no runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. And we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it is Olivet Nazarene 1 and St. Xavier nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball.
Nazarene, fifth inning. The first baseman, number 34, Nathan Noonan.
We go to the bottom of the fifth inning here in Joliet, Illinois. Nathan Noonan has started off now for Olivet Nazarene, and the first pitch to him is in there. Strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Noonan, Lewis, and Hudson due up now for Olivet. Noonan 0 for 1. He grounded out to third base his first time up tonight. Here comes the 0-1 from Julian Vargas. Breaking ball, missed low and away. So 1 ball and 1 strike here. Olivet Nazarene, well, both teams now with 3 hits. Olivet Nazarene leading 1-0. Olivet has been charged with the only error of the ball game. Here's the 1-1. That'll be rolled foul and bounced foul, rather, behind home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Noonan. Bottom third of the order combined so far in the ball game, 0 for 3. As we move to the bottom of the fifth inning, good ball game here tonight. Every good as a game as we had last night, at least so far. Here's the 1-2 to Noonan. Swinging a foul at home plate, and we'll try it again at 1-2. If this score holds up, and to be honest, I'm not certain it will. I got to believe more than 1 run will be needed to win this game tonight. 2 were needed last night, but if this score did hold up, we would play again tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Same 2 teams for the CCAC championship in this double elimination tourney. And there's a called third strike over the outer half of the plate. Noonan knew it. Thought for a minute he might have a word there, but he goes back to the dugout, and he is a strikeout victim here, and that's 1 out in the inning for Nolan Lewis.
Left fielder, number 26, Lewis Nolan.
Here's the wind of the first pitch, and that'll be over but low, 1 ball and no strikes. Nolan Lewis stands in. 1 ball, no strikes here. Lewis popped out to the pitcher his last time up. Here's the next pitch. That's a breaking ball strike, 1-1 now. Kai Hudson next, and then back to the top of the order here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 1-0 ball game. Here in this first game of the CCAC Tournament Championship round. 2 hopper here to Trevor Hauscher at third. Takes a hop, throws to first, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. 2 away, and that will bring to the plate Kai Hudson now. Both pitchers outstanding in this game. Although St. Xavier's had actually more base runners than Olivet Nazarene. In fact, Olivet Nazarene now has not had a base runner since they scored in the first inning. And by my count now, that's 13 in a row. 13 in a row retired by Julian Vargas. The ball, first pitch here coming in low for ball 1 now to Kai Hudson as that ball came into the dirt. Jacob Bultice was the last man to reach base. I'm going to double check to make sure I have that accurately. That would be back in the first inning. Here's the 1-0. And that'll be a fastball missing inside. 2-0 here. In the first, Wheeler and Ortiz were retired for the final 2 outs. Then they were out in order in the 2nd, 3rd, and then 4th inning. And now they're batting in the 5th with 2 down and nobody out. This ball will skip away, land to the left of home plate. As we play here in the bottom half of inning number 5. Hudson stands in. 2 balls, no strikes on the scoreboard. Now I believe they've just put it up as, 3-0 now. That's what I had in my scorebook, but just trying to make sure everything is in sync as there's a strike over the outside half of the plate, and that makes it 3-1. So the consecutive batters retired streak is in danger here. Here comes the 3-1. Swung on and pop foul right side. And Vargas coming back here after falling behind 3-0. It's back to a full count. A fading light off to the west here. I'm not sure if you can see it on our, looking up at the viewfinder on our camera here, which is just to my right. Doesn't look like you might be able to see it on the screen. There's a swing and a ground ball to second base. Well, Vargas comes back and gets the number 9 hitter in the order as that ball goes to second base, and a quick 4-3 put out, and that will end the inning. That ball was kind of a little mini floater there. It went out to Sam Ryan at second base, but the inning comes to an end. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We go to the 6th. It's 1-0 Olivet Nazarene. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Here we go now to the top of the 6th inning in a 1-0 ball game. 6 combined hits in the game, 3 for each team as we go to the 6th inning. And Evan Orsick now will lead it off here for St. X. He is 1 for 1 with a walk. He was batting when Barrios was out trying to steal second base, swinging a ground ball to the right side. Russman up with it there on the edge of the outfield grass, throws to first base in time for the out. Back in the first inning, I called him Ryan. I was thinking of Sam Ryan, the St. X first baseman, but actually that would not have been inaccurate since Russman's first name is Ryan. Anyway, 1 away here for St. Xavier in the 6th inning, and here's Drew Hunnifer, the DH, who has been hit by a pitch and grounded out to Nathan Moonen at first base. He bats with the bases empty and 1 away in the 6th inning, and the pitch. Missing outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, the pitching line on the Olivet Nazarene starting pitcher, as there's a strike call to the knees. Griffin Sally tonight for Olivet went 4 innings, allowed 2 hits, no runs. He struck out 3 and walked a pair, faced 17 batters and threw 81 pitches. 1-1 here now to Hunniford. Fouled straight back, and that runs it now to a ball and 2 strikes. Now Parker Hale on in relief, and he so far has gone an inning and a third. Had 10 pitches coming into the inning. Here's the delivery. Swinging a ball served out to short center field, and that'll be dropped in for a base hit. So yet another base runner here for St. Xavier. And that'll be their 4th hit of the ball game, and now Declan Smith to stand in. So let's see now if they might be inclined to send Drew Hunniford. Hunniford this year, 16 of 16 in stolen base attempts. So here's Declan Smith. Smith is lined out and walked. Lined out to second back in the first inning, walked in the 4th. Throw to first and the runner back in. A tense ball game as it was last night. That game going to extras, needing 11 innings to break the tie. Hale now, right-hander looking in for the sign, comes set. Throw to first, and again the runner back in safely. right, Smith stepped out briefly, now back in. Even stance. And the first pitch misses outside to Smith. Smith walked in the 4th inning, and he was the man who was out trying to steal home. That was scored, as we mentioned earlier on, a 1-3-2 putout at home plate. It caught stealing. There's a swing and a foul ball right side out of play. 1-1 now to Declan Smith. 1 on, 1 out, top of the 6th inning in a 1-0 ball game. Tension here as they play for the CCAC Championship Trophy. Both of these teams will make it to the NAIA World Series opening round. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a high pop fly, right side of the infield. Ryan Russman underneath it, and he has it for the out. So Smith pops out to Russman at second base, and that is out number 2, and now Colin Wolf will have a chance. St. Xavier, by my count so far, with 5 runners left on in the 5th inning, and they've had 2 times where they've made the 3rd out on the bases, 1 at second base, 1 at home plate. Colin Wolf 1 for 2, a single and a swinging strikeout. First pitch to him. That'll be up high, 1-0. Joe Reisers awaits on deck now for St. Xavier. 1 ball and no strikes. Quick throw to first base, and the runner back in. Hunterford, as we said a moment ago, perfect, 16 of 16 in steal attempts. Takes his lead off first base. And the delivery. Hunterford going, and the ball dropped there behind the plate by the catcher, Wheeler. And so Drew Hunterford is in with a stolen base at second, and he's in scoring position. 3rd Cougar to move into scoring position in the game tonight, although nobody has gone further than second base. Two balls and no strikes, by the way, is the count to Colin Wolf. Can't forget that small detail as Parker Hale looks in for the sign. The 2-0. Missing well outside. That was well off the outside corner, and that runs it now 3 balls and no strikes. Wolf stands in. Right-handed batter awaits. The 3-0. Strike looked like over the inner half. And that runs it now 3 balls and 1 strike to Colin Wolf. Here comes the set. And the pitch from Hale. High, ball 4, and that will extend the inning. So now that will bring to the plate Joe Reisers. Reisers officially 0 for 2. He has reached base tonight. That came on an error on the shortstop back in the 4th inning. So Reisers stands in, 2 on and 2 out here in the St. Xavier 6th. In a tense 1-0 ball game. Parker Hale comes set, looks at second base, the pitch. Started to swing, held up, but it's in there for a strike at the letters. So it's 0-1 to Reisers. Reisers, right-handed batter, windmills the bat around in the batter's box. Now he awaits the 0-1. Went after it, missed it, and a throw to third base, and it was caught at third base by Ortiz, but he wasn't anywhere near the bag. And so an easy stolen base there as Drew Hunterford into third base. That's his 2nd stolen base of the game, of the inning, and of the ball game. So runners at the corners now. 1-1 the count to Joe Reisers. 2 outs, so you need a single, an error, a passed ball, wild pitch, something like that to get that runner in. Here's the set and the pitch. Reisers, and it hit him on the left arm, and that'll load the bases. Puts the go-ahead run now in scoring position. 2nd hit batter of the game by Olivet Nazarene pitching. And here's Trevor Hauscher. Hauscher in a clutch spot here. He did not start the game. He came in to replace Toby Rigsby, who was ejected when he was out on strikes back in the second inning. So the pressure on here as Parker Hale will try to strand 3 runners on in this inning. This will be an interesting at bat here. You've got Hale, the relief pitcher, against Hauscher, who's in effect the relief third baseman. Hauscher 0 for 1. He popped out to the catcher his first time up tonight. Here's the set now by Hale. And the first pitch. Hauscher goes after it, sprays it foul to the right side on the play, and it's 0-1. Sam Ryan would be next. Bases loaded. 2 out. 1-0 Olivet Nazarene. The set and the pitch. Fastball off the outside edge. Actually, that might have been almost a curve with some velocity if you get my drift. Anyway, 1 ball and 1 strike there. Hauscher stands in the batter's box. Rests the bat on his right shoulder. Now he holds it into the air. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a line drive, base hit to center field. 1 run is in. Second runner being waved around. Here comes the throw in from center field. Not in time. And St. Xavier has a 2-1 lead. So Hauscher, who did not start the game, delivers with a clutch 2-run single with 2 away. Reisers to second. And the very loud St. Xavier contingent rising to their feet there and voicing their approval. And here's Sam Ryan. And the St. Xavier supporters now making some noise here. Ryan, 0 for 2, popped out to Nathan Moonen at first his last time up. 2-1 ball game now. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside edge, and it's 0-1. Ryan flied to center field his first time up. And then he popped out to first base his last time. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. Swinging a grounder to the left side. Gloved there at third base by Ortiz. And he goes to second base for the force play, and that'll end the inning. But St. Xavier able to do damage as they take their first lead of the game. In the inning, 2 runs for St. Xavier. 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. New ball game here. We go bottom 6. It's St. Xavier 2, Olivet Nazarene 1. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Well, after numerous chances, St. Xavier able to break through with a pair in the top of the 6th inning, and they now take a 2-1 lead. And now Olivet Nazarene. Last night it was St. Xavier coming back, and now Olivet Nazarene will try to equal that feat as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the order to up here for Olivet Nazarene. So Timo Schau now will bat here to start things off. For the Tigers, he is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. So Julian Vargas now in the lead, goes to work here for St. Xavier. First pitch of the bottom of the 6th. Curve, and it'll be, look like a little bit high. 1-0 to Timo Schau. Schau, right-handed batter, awaits. And the pitch. And that'll be over but low. 2 balls and no strikes here. Well, as is the rule in baseball, after you get momentum, take the lead, you want to have a shutdown inning in the following half inning. Let's see if Vargas can do it here. So far, he's off to a bit of a rough start here as he's fallen behind 2-0 to the leadoff hitter in the inning. Here's the wind and the delivery. Swung on and hit down the right field line. Long run here by Barrios into the bullpen, reaches up, and he hops onto the berm as I believe he made the catch. Yes, he did. He went full steam toward the railing along the right field side near the bullpen, made the catch, and then hopped up over the railing and down to the berm. Well, what a play there, and here's Ryan Russman now. Well, we've seen a few right fielders hop up there, but not while making a catch on a high foul fly. Here's Russman 0 for 2 in the game tonight. Grounded out to third, grounded out to short. First pitch to him. Fastball misses inside, 1-0. Well, and a play like that will really, obviously you could hear it, got the crowd fired up for St. Xavier, and I'm sure it fires up your team. Here's the wind of the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and a ground ball hit sharply to the left side. Glove there at shortstop there by Smith. Throws to first, 2 away in the inning. 2 down, and that'll bring up Terry Daniels.
Designated hitter number 22, Terry Daniels.
Daniels tonight 1 for 2 with an RBI. Had an RBI single in the first inning. Last time he was up, he was out on a swinging strikeout in the third. Bats here with 2 out, nobody on base in the 6th. First pitch here, breaking ball, hit to Smith at short, and he knocks it down, recovers, spins, throws to first, not in time, and that should be an error on Declan Smith to keep the inning going. So Smith commits the error, and that will extend it to Jacob Boltiz here in the Olivet 6th inning. Each team now has been charged with an error in the ball game. So Boltiz awaits. Throw to first and the runner back in. Boltiz a single in the first. He was caught looking on a strikeout back in the 4th inning. Vargas operating out of the stretch now. And the pitch to the plate. Breaking ball. Boltiz swings and he caught it underneath and popped it up. Right side, foul territory. Caught at first base by Joe Reisers, and that'll end the inning. And this St. Xavier team, they are fired up to say the least. So in the inning, Olivet not able to take advantage of the 2-out error. As no runs in the inning, no hits in air, and 1 left on base. We go to the 7th. It is St. Xavier 2, Olivet Nazarene 1. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. We move to the 7th inning, heading to the later innings of tonight's championship round ball game. As Daniel Barrios will lead it off here What a play he made there in that last half inning, running down that foul ball down the right field line. Barrios tonight is 1 for 3. He singled his last time up. First pitch coming in now from Parker Hale, and it'll be a called strike over the outer edge. No balls and 1 strike here. We play in the top of the 7th inning. And St. Xavier with 2 in the 6th to take a 2-1 lead. Another tense game here. There's a swing and a foul ball left side out of play. 0-2 to Barrios. He'll be followed by Griffin Bright and then Evan Orzick. Hale so far 2 innings of work in this game tonight. There's a swing and a ball sliced to left center field. Long run here for Timo Schau. Full extension, and he does not come up with it, and it'll be a 2-base hit here. Or did he come up with it? Barrios kept flying towards second base as it was hard to tell in left center field under the lighting of the scoreboard, and it was a catch. When you lose sight of the ball sometimes, you follow the base runner, and Barrios kept going towards second base. So that'll be a great play in center field, and that's the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Griffin Bright. Bright 0 for 3 in the game tonight. All right, here's the set now, and the first pitch coming into Bright. Squares to bunt, pulled it back, and it's a strike on the outer edge, 0-1. Bright fly to left field his last time up. Here comes the set. And the pitch. Swinging a ground ball directly at short. And the quick throw to first base, 1 hopping in. And a good play there by Moonen at first base to complete the out. There's a grounder there directly at Kai Hudson at shortstop. He had no trouble with that, but a bit of a low throw, but Moonen took care of it, so 2 down in the inning. Well, if you look on your screen, I'm not sure if you can see, but the scoreboard has a large, I don't know if you'd call it a jumbotron, but it's a large video screen right above the line score. And that, at night, with the CCAC tournament logo shown on it, and that's a bright white logo, a bright white screen, as the first pitch here swung on, popped up, and that ball has some carry, medium deep right field as a matter of fact. Was a very high fly ball, if you will, and it's caught in right field by Jacob Boltice, and that'll end the inning. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Stretch time here in Joliet. Your score is St. Xavier 2, Olivet Nazarene 1. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. We move to the bottom of the 7th inning here. And the home plate umpire with his arms outstretched here as there were warm-up tosses being thrown, but the catcher, Orsic, very late coming out. He only takes 1 warm-up toss, and he throws to second base as that home plate umpire. Wanted this inning to start, I think, earlier than it's going to, but a minor inconvenience there as we're ready to go in the Bottom of the 7th inning, Tyler Wheeler will lead it off now here for Olivet Nazarene, as it's a 2-1 lead for St. Xavier. Julian Vargas on the mound here for the St. Xavier Cougars. And here's the wind and the first pitch of the inning. And it'll be taken for strike one. I was just saying on that call on the ball that I thought might have been a double, the large video screen tosses out a lot of bright light onto the field in left field. As there's a ball low and inside. 1-1 now to Wheeler, who was 0 for 2 in the game. Grounded out to third base his last time up, and that's where that ball was hit. And Timo Schau dove for it, full extension. Just hard to tell whether he was able to come up with it or not. And I followed the base runner who, judging by his actions, he kept sprinting Barrios towards second base as there's the ball low. 2-1 here to Tyler Wheeler. Similar to calling a game off video at times can be difficult. I did that this winter and spring because of COVID-19 restrictions, which are slowly, it seems, being lifted as it turns out as far as spectators at sporting venues. There's a ball low, 3 balls and a strike now to Wheeler. Wheeler, Ortiz, and Moonen do up for Olivet Nazarene in the bottom of the 7th inning. They trail by a run. Vargas into the wind, the 3-1 pitch. Taken for a strike at the knees, so that'll fill it up. Wheeler flied to right in his first at-bat in the first inning, then grounded out to Trevor Hauscher at third, and was back in the 4th. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Breaking ball, swing, and a foul tip caught behind the plate there by Orzick, and that's the first out of the Olivet Nazarene 7th inning. Vargas has been outstanding in the game tonight for St. Xavier after a little bit of a rough go of it in the first inning. As here now is Ortiz. Ortiz 0 for 2, a pair of flyouts to center field. Right-handed batter awaits in the pitch, and it misses outside 1-0. Well, starting in the first inning, Vargas retired 16 consecutive batters before there was an error, with 2 out in the 6th inning. There's a ball, a little skip away from home plate. 2-0 now to Ortiz. And had it not been for the error, he would be up to 19 in a row, I believe. Yes, it would be 19 straight. Vargas looks in for the sign now. And the 0-2. Rather 2-0. Down low, 3 balls and no strikes here. Ortiz will take any way he can get on base. A walk would be, as they used to say, walk is just as good as a hit in this situation. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Taken for a strike over the outer half. So it moves rather to 3-1. St. Xavier, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Olivet Nazarene, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. There's a ball flared into short left field, and that will drop in for a base hit. This is a good example of what I was describing earlier. As that ball landed, I did not see the ball actually land on the turf. Anyway, Ortiz is aboard at first base, and a 1-out base runner that represents the tying run is aboard at first now for Olivet Nazarene, and that'll bring up Nathan Moonen. Moonen 0 for 2. He was out on a called third strike last time up back in the 5th inning. And now a conference on the mound here for St. Xavier. If this score holds up now, St. Xavier would claim the 2021 CCAC Baseball Championship trophy. Olivet Nazarene would be the runner-up. And both teams will go, regardless of the outcome of this series, both teams will go to the NAIA World Series opening round. right, the meeting on the mound breaks up. And Vargas ready to go to work against Nathan Moonen. 2-1 ball game, bottom of the 7th inning. Tying run aboard at first base for Olivet Nazarene. Vargas working out of the stretch now. Comes set in the pitch. Fastball, Moonen. A mighty swing there, and he fouled it off. I think that might have caught the home plate umpire. And 0-1 now to Moonen. Yeah, behind the plate now, Ortiz waiting a little bit before getting into his crouch to help out the home plate umpire there. No balls and a strike here. We've seen that a few times in the tournament. Throw to first base and the runner back in. I saw this same situation in a major league game about a week and a half ago, and they were saying that sometimes catchers and umpires might have a little bit of a disagreement, but they also have respect because they both take some lumps during a game. Swinging a ball laced to right field down the line. It'll be a fair ball. And runners now at first and third for Olivet Nazarene. Wasn't sure whether or not to say sliced or laced. Either way, Ortiz to third. Moonen aboard with his first hit of the ball game. And here's Nolan Lewis. So Lewis now with a sacrifice fly potentially. Well, he would tie the game if he can get a ball into the air to the outfield. And deep enough as Ortiz at third. Lewis has popped out to the pitcher and grounded out to Hauscher at third base. So Olivet Nazarene trying to bounce back after St. X scored 2 in the top of the 6th inning to take their first lead of the game. All right, Vargas leans in now. 2 on, 1 out. Throw to first and the runner back in. That's the go-ahead run aboard now at first base as Nathan Moonen takes a short lead there. Ortiz at third. Takes a short lead. Throw to first base and Moonen back in safely standing up. Nolan Lewis looking to potentially tie the ball game. Pitch to the plate. He bunts the ball. Safety squeeze here. Vargas fields, backhands to the plate. Tag applied. The runner is out at home plate. That ball was bunted to the right side, maybe about halfway to the mound, roughly about that distance. Vargas came flying off the mound, backhanded it to the catcher, Ortiz, who applied the tag. And Ortiz out for the second out of the inning. Moonen into second. That's a 1-2 fielder's choice. And now 2 down in the inning. And here's Kai Hudson. Meeting at the mound now, pitcher and catcher here for St. Xavier. That's the second runner of the game that's been thrown out at the plate. St. Xavier earlier on in the ball game. Declan Smith was out on what was scored a 1-3-2 caught stealing at home plate. Home plate umpire now heading out to the mound here. Wonder if they think maybe Vargas stretched something out there a little bit, trying to make that play. It was a great play defensively. Olivet Nazarene still with a chance to perhaps tie the game with a base hit as a runner still in scoring position. As here's Kai Hudson. Hudson 0 for 2, a ground out to third and a ground out to second base tonight. Vargas now takes his time, leans in, ready to get the sign. Here's the set and the pitch. And that's in there, called strike 0-1. It looked like it was kind of a fastball with a little bit of movement on it, although it didn't seem to have a whole lot of velocity, but it got the job done. No balls and a strike here to Kai Hudson. Here's the set now and the pitch. In the dirt, it skips away from Orzic, and the runners will advance to second and third, so now a base hit could potentially give Olivet Nazarene the lead. 1-1 now to Kai Hudson. This game is giving us a lot of twists and turns here tonight. One ball, one strike. Hudson awaits, righty versus righty. Vargas comes set. Swinging a bouncer left side. Glove there by Smith at short. Throws to first, and that will end the inning and end the threat. So in the inning for Olivet Nazarene, they threaten, but they do not score. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Olivet has left 5 on in the game. We've played through 7. Your score is St. Xavier 2, Olivet Nazarene 1. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Back here in Joliet, Illinois, as we go to the 8th inning. I mentioned earlier St. Xavier looking for their 6th straight. Actually, it would be their 5th in a row. They've won their last 4 games, starting with an 8-3 win over Lincoln back on the 4th of May in that play-in game. And they defeated Judson, St. Ambrose, and Olivet Nazarene here in the tournament. They have won 6 of their last 7, dating back to the 30th of April. First pitch here, and that will be, look like a little bit low to Drew Hunniford, who leads it off now for St. Xavier in the 8th inning. Top of the 8th inning, 2-1. St. X now looking for some insurance. Trying to complete quite a run to the title here. Swinging a one-hopper, Moonen nicely gloves it at first base, runs to the bag, and 1 away in the inning. Moonen has had now 3, at least several 3 unassisted putouts, at least 3. As now here's Declan Smith. St. Xavier defeated Trinity Christian 5-4 on the 30th of April. Then the next day they split against Trinity Christian, and they have won every game since then. Declan Smith is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Popped out to the second baseman his last time up. Here's the set and the first pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to center field. Timo Schau back, and he's underneath it and has it for the second out of the inning. So the second out recorded on 1 pitch. So far 3 pitches in the inning, and here's Colin Wolf. Interesting anecdote to those last 2 games for St. Xavier against Trinity Christian. They scored 17 runs in both games and split them, winning 17-13 and then losing 20-17. Here's Colin Wolf now, and the first pitch to him is, I believe, in there for a called strike. That right arm, again, not going up very demonstrably there. 0-1 the count to Colin Wolf. Wolf walked last time up, later came around to score. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Good pitch there, and the count 0-2. So Parker Hale here trying to make short work of St. Xavier here in the 8th inning. Trying to keep his team close. Here's the 0-2. Fly ball. Fairly deep left field, but it looks like there's room. Drifting back is Lewis. And he has it for out number 3. So a quick top of the 8th inning for St. Xavier. In the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We go bottom 8. And it's still St. Xavier 2, Olivet Nazarene 1. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning in a close game in this championship round of the CCAC tournament. New pitcher on now for Olivet for St. Xavier, Kyle Rupert, a freshman. 6-foot right-hander from Tinley Park, Illinois. Went to Andrew High School, is in now. After a great outing by Julian Vargas here for St. Xavier's. The first pitch of the inning, and that'll be a called strike. As Timo Schau leading it off here now for Olivet. He fouled out to the right fielder, Barrios, who made that great play. There's a bunt attempt that's missed, 0-2 now. That was the play where Barrios in right field went flying toward the railing, made the catch, and then leaped over the railing and landed on his feet in the berm, or on the berm, down the right field side. Here's the 0-2. Weak swing and a miss, drop third strike. Orzick in front of the plate, throws to first, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So one down here, and here's Ryan Russman, the second baseman.
Correction, new pitcher for St. Xavier is number 35, Kyle Rupert.
So here is Ryan Russman, first pitch here, and trying to backhand it there at third base, and off the edge of the glove there, Trevor Hauscher not able to field that one cleanly. And so Russman aboard. He's the tying run on base now for Olivet Nazarene. Let's see if they score that an error. If it is, it would be the second error of the game charged to St. Xavier. And here's Terry Daniels. So one out base runner here for Olivet Nazarene. Ryan Russman takes his lead off first base. Throw to first and the runner back in safely. Russman so far this year, not many stolen base attempts, just 2, but he has made it safely on both occasions. Daniel stands in, windmills the bat around. One out, bottom 8, 2-1, St. Xavier the lead. Throw to first and the runner back in. Rupert, right-hander now. 1-1 with a 5.77 ERA this season. There's a swing and a bouncer, wide of third foul. So the count here is no balls and 1 strike to Terry Daniels. Russman credited with a single on his at-bat. So still 1 error for each team. Here's the pitch to Daniels, swinging a foul back. So Daniels now in a two-strike situation as he is behind at 0-2. Olivet trailing by a run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Time running out now on the Tigers, the number 1 seed in the tournament. Throw to first and the runner back in, but they have come up here against a red-hot St. Xavier team. No balls, 2 strikes the count. Here's the set, and the throw to first and the runner back in. Daniels, right-hand batter, awaits. And now time called. If the score holds up, the season will end tonight. If Olivet comes back, we'll return tomorrow night. Swinging a ball that was up and into the zone, and it's pulled foul, kind of a pop foul that pulled to the left side. So it stays 0-2 to Terry Daniels. Jacob Bultice next. And then it would be Tyler Wheeler. We're in the 8th inning. 2-1 ball game. Olivet Nazarene has out hit St. Xavier in the game 6-5. Each team with an error. Throw to first to the runner back in. Rupert, right-hander, comes set, and the pitch. And that'll be a called third strike on the inside corner. Daniels turned away from it. A little bit of a delay on the call, but Daniels is out on strikes for the second out of the inning. So 2 away for Jacob Bultice. Jacob Bultice, 1 for 3, a single, a strikeout, and a pop out to the first baseman. Russman takes his lead at first base. Pitch to Bultice. Fastball, low and inside, 1-0. Now the wind has died down almost completely here. So now, unlike most of the tournament, if you get a hold of one, you can send one over the fence. That's how St. Xavier won their game last night. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Again down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. St. Xavier crowd not liking that call. 2 balls, no strikes. Rupert comes set, and the pitch. Missing outside, 3-0. Bad one here would put the tying run in scoring position and the go-ahead run on base. Well, you got to love one-run games in the late innings, especially with so much on the line. Next pitch swung on, chopped toward short. Smith charges, gloves on the infield grass, throws to first in time by about a step, and that'll end the inning. So Olivet Nazarene gets a 1-out single, but cannot move that runner around. No runs in the inning on a hit, no errors. 1 left on base. We go to the 9th. St. Xavier looking for some insurance here. They lead 2-1. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Back in Joliet, Illinois, we head to the top of the ninth inning. Joe Reisers will lead it off. St. Xavier clinging to a 2-1 lead. The supporters of both teams, both benches into it now in this tightly played championship game. Game one of a possible two. Kind of Baltimore chopped backwards. Had to hit the ground, went high into the air, but it went backwards. 0-1 now to Reisers. Reisers was hit by a pitch last time up. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there coming in from Parker Hale, and now it is 0-2. Reisers has also reached on an air and struck out in the game tonight. He's officially 0 for 2. There's a swing and a miss on an 0-2 offering here, and Reisers is out swinging on 3 pitches for the first out of the St. Xavier ninth. 1 away, and now here's Trevor Hauscher.
Third baseman, number 24, Trevor Hauscher.
Hauscher, 1 for 2. He delivered the clutch single that helped St. Xavier to score twice in the 6th inning. Hauscher stands in, and the first pitch. And that'll be in there, called strike. And it's 0-1. Top 9. 1 out, and nobody on base for St. Xavier. Next pitch swung on, and that'll be laced into right center field for a base hit. Hauscher, well, what a game. We mentioned earlier he did not start. He came in after the starting third baseman Toby Rigsby was ejected from the game. And Hauscher's been fantastic. He's now 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. And he has 2 RBIs as he had that 2-run single, the clutch 2-run single, with 2 away in the 6th to give St. X the lead. Now he's on base here, and here's Sam Ryan.
Second baseman, Sam Ryan.
Ryan 0 for 3 in the game. Hit into a 6-4 double play his last time up. As there's a throw to first to the runner back in. Ryan, right-handed batter, awaits. An insurance run aboard at first base. Hauscher takes his lead, and the pitch. Check swing foul. Behind into the left of home plate. And so it's 0-1. Ryan popped out to short center field his first time up, then popped out to the first baseman before hitting into the double play in the 6th inning. Long pause, here comes the 0-1. This is ripped to left field, and that'll be in there for a base hit. Hauscher goes to second base, and St. Xavier now building some momentum here in the top of the 9th inning. So a strikeout to start the inning for Reisers. Now back-to-back singles for St. Xavier. Back to the top of the order. Here's Daniel Barrios. Barrios 1 for 3 tonight with a single, 2 flyouts, and a ground out. Runners at first and second, so a runner on. 2 runners on and 1 out. There's a swing and a miss by Barrios, and it's 0-1. Huge run there at second base for St. Xavier. Trevor Hauscher at second. Sam Ryan aboard at first for the Cougars. Hale looks in for the sign. Now he comes set. And the pitch. Swinging a ball, pulled right side, foul. So that makes it 0-2. A strikeout would go a long way here for Olivet Nazarene. Griffin Bright awaits on deck for St. X. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Fastball just off the outside edge. And that makes it 1-2. Time called now. Now we're ready to resume. Barrios stayed in the box the entire time. Here's the pitch to Barrios, and that'll be off the outside edge. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the St. Xavier leadoff hitter. Barrios waits. Hale leans in. Looks back at second. And the delivery. Swing and a miss. And so Barrios strikes out there. And that's the second out of the inning. A big strikeout there by Hale. And that will leave it up now to Griffin Bright. Bright so far tonight is 0 for 4. Rounded out to Hudson at shortstop last time up. Here comes the set now by Hale, and the pitch. Fastball outside, 1-0. St. Xavier, their only 2 runs coming in the 6th inning. Olivet's only run came in the bottom of the 1st tonight. 1 ball, no strikes. The set and the pitch. Swinging a foul, right side, out of play. St. Xavier now is back in front in the hit column at 7-6. 1-1 to Griffin Bright. Looking to deliver a clutch 2-out base hit here that could give St. Xavier some insurance. There's a curve. Just up high, and that makes it 2-1. That was close in the upper part of the zone. Bright steps out of the batter's box, now back in. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Fastball swung on in a soft liner. 1 hopping out to shortstop. Throw to first, not in time, and everybody's safe. That was a little soft liner there. I thought when it came off the bat it would carry out to Kai Hudson, but he had to charge the ball, and the throw to first was late, and the bases are now loaded. So here now is Evan Orzick. Infield single for Bright. Hauscher to third. Ryan to second. Bases loaded here. Top 9 with 2 away. Evan Orzick now will bat. He is 1 for 3 with a walk. Another great game between these 2 schools. Had a great one last night that won 11 innings. This ball game right now about 2 hours and 20 minutes into its existence. As here's the set now on the first pitch. And that'll be taken outside, 1-0. The inning began with a strikeout by Joe Reiser. Since then, 2 singles, a strikeout, and another single. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Strike called over the outer half. That was a good pitch there by Hale, and the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Parker Hale trying to get out of this jam. Olivet really cannot afford to fall behind any further. They trail by just 1. Here's the 1-1 missing outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Drew Hunniford would be next. Well, right now, you got to believe here that Orzick will get a good pitch to hit, because with the bases loaded, Hale will not want to fall behind 3-1. Here comes the 2-1 offering. Low and inside, 3-1. No place to put the batter here. Three balls, 1 strike. Everybody on the front step on the St. Xavier bench. Orzick back into the batter's box. The set by Parker Hale. And the pitch. Swung on, foul to the left side, out of play. And you can hear a collective ooh from the crowd as it's 3-2. A lot like when a goalie will make a save in a packed ice hockey arena. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Orsic steps out of the box, has 1 foot out, the other foot kind of straddling the right sideline of that left-handed hitter's batter's box. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the set. And the payoff. Swung on and drilled to right field, but it stays up in the air. Coming on and making the catch, Jacob Bultheis to end the threat. That ball was hit right on the nose, but Bultheis got a good jump, and it stays a 1-run game. In the inning, no runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance for Olivet Nazarene. It'll be Wheeler, Ortiz, and Moonen due up. It's 2-1 St. Xavier. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. St. Xavier 3 outs away from a CCAC tournament championship, as they have 2 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. Olivet Nazarene 1 run, 6 hits, and also 1 error in the game. So trying to close it out will be Kyle Rupert here now for St. X. He will face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the batting order. So here we go, bottom 9. St. Xavier needs a run to tie, and 2 runs would send us to a game tomorrow night. Here's Tyler Wheeler, 0 for 3. He was out on a strikeout his last time up. That was back to lead off the Olivet Nazarene 7th inning. So here we go, drama in Joliet. First pitch on the way in. Swinging a line drive, base hit to right field. A great start for the Tigers here as Wheeler goes the other way, and he's aboard with a single. Now do you bunt him over or maybe try to have a steal here as Wheeler will come out for a pinch runner now. So coming in to run now for Olivet Nazarene for Wheeler. That'll be Owen Oliver, the senior from Spring Arbor, Michigan. So Oliver at first base, Alex Ortiz now at the plate, and he takes the first pitch high, 1-0. Oh, these last 3 outs, always the toughest to get. Outs 25, 26, and 27. Ortiz singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. He singled and then later was out at the plate. We've had 2 runners thrown out at the plate tonight here. Here's the 1-0. Squared to bunt, pulled the bat back, and the pitch missed, and it's now 2 balls and no strikes. Two 2-0 to Ortiz. Nathan Moonen awaits on deck. Great game here tonight in Joliet in the championship round. Here's the set. There's a bunt to the right side, fielded here by the pitcher, underhand to first base. Successful sacrifice, the tying run in scoring position. Oliver to second as Ortiz out on a 1-3 sacrifice for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Nathan Moonen. Moonen, if he hits one out, would win the game. Moonen is 1 for 3, had a single his last time up. Well, for the first time, really, it seems in the entire tournament, the wind now has died down completely. Moonen, right-handed batter, awaits as he windmills the bat around. Will Hines, by the way, now pitching here, as shown on our live stats feed. Here's the first pitch from Hines now, down low, and it's 1-0. Hines, the right-hander, comes set now. And the pitch. Over but low. 2 balls and no strikes now to Nathan Moonen. A walk here would put the winning run aboard at first base. Hines leans in. And the pitch. Low and outside, 3-0 here. A little pitcher-catcher meeting now coming up here as Will Hines stands in. Or rather, beg your pardon, as Nathan Moonen stands in. As a meeting here. Again, pitcher and catcher Will Hines, an 0-5 record this year, a 4.87 ERA. As now the meeting comes to an end. Three balls, no strikes to Nathan Moonen. Hines comes set, the 3-0. Ball 4 low, and so that puts Moonen on. So Nathan Moonen aboard here. And the winning run is aboard at first base now, potentially. And here's Nolan Lewis. A double in the gap would likely end the ball game. St. X coach coming out to the mound now. Let's see if we have a pitching change on the way. There is some movement right now in the St. Xavier bullpen. But it looks like nobody right now is actually throwing warm-up pitches. We play in the bottom of the 9th inning. St. Xavier leading it 2-1. Olivet Nazarene took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning. Timo Schau led off the game with a base hit on a bunt. Later came around to score. That's been it for Olivet in the game. St. Xavier's only scoring came on a Trevor Hauschier 2-out, 2-run single in the 6th inning. And that is the difference in the ball game right now. 2-1 in favor of St. Xavier. As we play here into the night in Joliet. Pinch runner coming into the game now. Robert Jackman will run for Olivet Nazarene. He's a 6'3", 185-pounder from New Lenox, Illinois.
Now batting.
So Oliver at second.
Nolan Lewis.
And Jackman at first, and here's Nolan Lewis. Lewis hit into a fielder's choice last time up. He's 0 for 3 in the game. Base hit could deliver the tying run potentially. Here's the set now by Will Hines. And the first pitch inside, and it's 1-0. That ball almost hit Lewis. 1 ball and no strikes here. Runners at first and second. 1 out, bottom of the 9th inning. The set by Hines on the pitch. Breaking ball. Just missed, a little bit low, might have been a little bit outside. 2 balls and no strikes here. Well, certainly now Hines will not want to load the bases, so we'll see if Lewis gets a good pitch to hit. Two balls, no strikes to Lewis. Here's the delivery. Goes after a fastball. He was sitting on it, and he fouled it back. He was waiting on that fastball. Just got a piece of it, and it goes to 2-1. Double play would end the game and give St. Xavier the championship. Two and one to Nolan Lewis. Hines in the stretch. And the pitch. Fastball strike at the knees, and it's 2-2. I thought Lewis, that might have been a little bit better pitch to hit than the previous offering. Either way, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Righty versus righty. Hines comes set, and the pitch. Breaking ball, fouled back. And it stays 2-2. Hines going with the off-speed pitch there. And Lewis was able to get a piece of it to keep the at-bat alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kai Hudson would be next for Olivet Nazarene. Hines leans in, now comes set. The 2-2. Swinging a grounder up the middle, through the mound, and knocked down behind second base. Flip to the shortstop for 1. They get the out on a tremendous play at second base by Sam Ryan. That ball was ticketed for center field. Ryan dove to his right, smothered it, and then flipped to the shortstop, Declan Smith, to get the out. So 2 away in the inning now. Oliver went to third. Jackman forced at second. That's a fielder's choice here. Kai Hudson now, the last hope for Olivet Nazarene in the game. What a defensive play there. I thought for sure when it got through the mound, I thought Hines might have a chance to field it. When it got through the mound, I thought for certain it would be into center field and would have tied the game because that ball did not have a lot of movement, velocity-wise, going out to the outfield. Here's Hudson, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Here's the set now. First pitch. Strike call to the knees, and it's 0-1. Hudson grounded out to the shortstop last time up. He's also grounded out to third and grounded out to second. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Strike 2 called on the inner half. And St. Xavier 1 strike away. No balls, 2 strikes. The crowd on its feet. The set. The 0-2. High. And the drama continues. It's 1-2. Fun game to call here tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Will Hines trying to finish it off and give his team the championship. Gets the sign. Runners take their leads. The 1-2. Swinging a line drive. Base hit to right field, and the game will be tied. Runner from second, rounding to third. He'll slide in head first and third. And the winning run is now 90 feet away. Kai Hudson delivers in the clutch on a single to right. And he drives in the tying run. And now runners at the corners with 2 away. And back to the top of the order, here's Timo Schau. Oh, St. Xavier 1 strike away. But Kai Hudson delivers. Here's Timo Schau. He was out on a drop third strike last time up. He is 1 for 4 in the game. Will we have extras again tonight? St. Xavier hoping for that now. What a game. Hines looks in, gets the sign. And the pitch. High for ball 1. Well, you cannot ask for more than what we've had both between these two teams last night. A game that won 11 innings, and now tonight it's going to go down to the last batter unless somebody scores 6 runs in an extra inning somewhere along the line. There's a pitch that's a fastball low. 2 balls and no strikes now. The winning run is at third. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch, breaking ball. In there, called strike, and that makes it 2-1. All right, Hines working fairly quickly, especially with men on base. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, pop foul right side out of play. And that makes it a 2-2 count. Now St. Xavier 1 strike away from sending us to extra innings for a second straight night. Some boos from the crowd. Not sure what's causing that as now Hines steps off the rubber. Drama building here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The boos continuing here. As here's the set now. And the 2-2 runner at first goes, swinging a ground ball. Hits Hines. He knocks it down. Runner coming in from third. They throw to the plate. Safe at third base. And Olivet Nazarene wins the game. Safe at home, rather. As Olivet Nazarene wins the game. Runner came in from third. And the only play was to home plate. The tag came in late. Head first slide. And we go to a game 2 tomorrow night here in Joliet. So for Olivet Nazarene, they score twice in the bottom of the 9th inning. As they get 2 runs, really on a scratch hit at the end of the game. Actually, it had some pretty good contact there, but then it hit Hines. It came out to about halfway between home plate and the mound, and Hines' only chance was to try to get the runner at home, and the toss in came too late. So, Olivet Nazarene picks up 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and as it turns out, 1 left on base. Your final totals in the ball game tonight: Olivet Nazarene, 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and St. Xavier, 2 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. And so we go to a championship game tomorrow night here in Joliet, Illinois. That'll be game number 15. First time in a while we've gone the distance here in the tournament. As Olivet Nazarene wins by a final of 3-2 in just a fantastic ball game here tonight. So we will see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, for the game time for the championship. St. Xavier was 1 strike away, but Kai Hudson delivered with a single to right, and then Olivet able to get the second run of the inning across. So we will see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, first pitch. Hope you'll join us. What a ball game. Final again tonight. Olivet Nazarene 3, St. Xavier 2. Thanks to CJ Sellner on scoring and stats. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you tomorrow. Either way, until we speak to you again, this is Tom Westenfeld. Thank you so much for joining us. And for now, from Joliet, we wish you all a very pleasant good night.